Gentlemen, welcome back to another video, The Narrow Path. So listen, if you're trying to overcome a vice, whether it's weed, whether it's pornography, whether it's alcohol, right? And you're struggling, right? You have urges, you have constant feelings of needing to do the thing that you're trying to quit, like you've tried so hard. I will tell you this, the narrow path in life is the best path, right? And a lot of folks will tell you that you need to, have fun, have balance, right? Do whatever you wish, right? Like take breaks, do everything. And there's some truth to that, right? But when we're talking about quitting a vice, right? When we're talking about overcoming temptation, when we're talking about fulfilling your full potential, right? That sort of approach to life is not going to help you quit any addiction, right? You don't want to give yourself leeway, right? Because hey, if I go to this place, or hey, if I open up this website, or if I open up this app, right? I have to use more willpower to stop myself, right? So what is the narrow path as it pertains to you overcoming your vice of pornography or weed or whatever? Your narrow path is simply the path that you can take right now that will eliminate 80% of your trying to quit thoughts in your head, right? So when we're talking about quitting pornography, like for example, right? 80% of the difficulty that you experience trying to quit can be not completely eliminated, but can be eliminated by filling up your day with something that has you focused on a single goal, right? The times in my life where I had the best streaks and I was on purpose and I made the most money and I had everything in alignment, right? And things were going well. I built the most muscle. I lost the most weight. During those times, I was focused severely on whatever I was doing, right? When I made the video a while ago, but when I was on my 7-month streak, that 7 months, I was totally focused and locked in on working 2 jobs. So I had no time or even thought of really relapsing. Like when I really look back at those 7 months, because that's one of my longer streaks, I can't really think of any time during those 7 months where I was like, yo, let me try to quit. Like this is a problem. No, because you know what? I turned the lights on, right? The light of my purpose, the light of my focus, the light of my action of working 2 jobs, right? And that's just one example, of course, right? So when people say, especially when it comes to guys trying to overcome porn, oh, you need to fight the urges, right? You have to battle the temptations and the thoughts, right? That is part of the equation, right? Like there are gonna be some times during your day that you're just not busy, right? There's gonna be times of the day where you're laying on your couch, you're by yourself, right? And you don't have anything going on, right? And you'll have visions, you'll have pictures, you'll have thoughts of naked girls, you'll have thoughts of the sounds and the video, maybe like previous videos you've watched, right? And you'll think to yourself, like, how can I overcome this situation that I'm in? I feel so strong, that the urge is so strong for me to go and open up that website and start edging and, eventually lose your streak, that you feel powerless. You feel like there's no hope. You feel like there's absolutely nothing you can do. I know, I've been there, right? And I know that it's very difficult to get out of those situations, right? But I can tell you this, right? If you develop a strong sense of why, if you develop a strong purpose, if you develop clarity as to what you can do every single day, right? You eliminate 80% of the problem, right? So for you, it might be, hey, pick up another job. For you, it might be, hey, I'm working out 6 days a week after work, 5 days a week after work, right? Now, I know this sounds like general advice, right? This sounds like, oh, I know that, this is so simple. But when you realistically think about it, right? Your sexual energy needs an outlet, right? It needs a path to be expressed, right? And a lot of times when we're in a cycle or in a vicious circle of relapse, then you have the shame, the guilt, the fatigue, right? A lot of times it's due to the fact that we just don't have a lot going on. I remember there was times during like the summer, right? And during high school when I struggled a lot, and even in college, right? I didn't have a lot going on, right? Like in college, I had like 2 classes a day, right? So I'd have so much time to spend, in my dorm room just doing nothing, right? Scrolling, and then eventually just, hey, I'm bored, boom, right? And obviously I didn't like where I was at, so I can say that maybe that was a reason. But in general, like the boredom and the not having a purpose or like a thing to focus my mind on was the exact reason why I continued to fail and I continued to stumble every single time I would get up. I would go 3 days, I would go a week, fall again, 2, 3 days, fall again, right? And again, like for the long haul, for the longevity, for your ability to achieve great results in your finances, great results in your physique, like a badass physique, right? A great relationship, right? A caring relationship, a relationship where you and your wife or you and your girlfriend are on point, like you guys are on the same page and you guys are about creating the same type of life. That, all of that together combined, right? All of that cultivates and culminates to you not even really thinking about porn, right? Like you're not really thinking about quitting. And I can tell you, I've been on NoFap probably for the past 2 months, right? I have a girlfriend now, so I don't practice semen retention. I used to when I was single. But one thing I can say is like, there's so many goals I have now. Like again, like whether it's paying off my house, like I'm moving with my girlfriend, like growing this, right? Like saving up more money, building my physique. Like there's so many different things I have available to me as it pertains to growing myself and growing the material results in my life and obviously internally as well, that porn just seems like it's like a puppy dog, right? And your ability to be a complete man, and like I said in one of my previous videos, like to integrate all of the different areas of what it means to be a man is going to be the most imperative thing to your success, right? You can't just be focused on fitness, right? You can't just be focused on finances. You have to be focused on everything when it comes to you mitigating your vices, right? And again, there's going to be times where you just don't have an outlet, right? And I'll tell you this, there's been times where I've literally had to ask God, like, hey, take this away from me. Like I literally, like the other day, I was laying in my bed, I think I was reading a book or something, and again, I have like thoughts of relapsing, right? Like I'm no better than you guys. I have thoughts of relapsing. I have thoughts of opening up porn and doing and relapsing, right? Releasing. But I was like, God, give me the strength to let this go, right? I said that. I was like, out of nowhere, and it just came to me. I was like, give me the strength to just let this pass, right? Because I know that I'm the observer, right? My thoughts, my urges, they all come and they pass, right? And God took it away, right? Like within 2 minutes, I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about something else. So that's another thing that will help you. If you're struggling, like if you constantly keep getting urges, right? Because again, we took care of the 80%. You're focused on your job, you're focused on your business, right? You're spending a lot of time in the gym, right? So you're taking care of most of your day with being busy, right? The other 20%, it's actually not that hard. Once you get, like I said, I've mentioned in other videos, once you get to 2 to 3 weeks, right, your dopamine starts to reset, right? The urges come, right? They're always gonna come. And they pass, I can tell you this, they pass within 2 minutes. If you just learn to sit, you could be scrolling on your phone, you could be reading a book, right? And you'll have the urge, you'll be sitting down, right? They'll pass, right? And a lot of guys say, you need to be constantly doing stuff. You need to be constantly involved with things. No, right? Life is a spiritual journey, right? Life is also about being able to observe your emotions, being able to observe your urges, and letting them pass, right? And so you may have a lot of pent up sexual energy, right? That may be the reason why you have such an urge to do that, right? But what do I always preach, right? Letting things pass, and then also, if it's not working, like if you're like, God, like this thought keeps reintroducing itself into my mind, take a walk, right? It's so simple, right? And you've probably heard it a million times, but when you take a walk, right, you get your body moving, you get your energy expressed in some form through physical expression, through walking, right? you take like 6 or 7 laps. That's what I do. Like on my days off, if I have like spare time, I'll take 7 to 8 laps. All of my urges are gone, right? And one last thing I'll say is your diet, right? In the book Conquest of the Serpent and in the book Vegetarianism and Occultism, right? There's 2 books that talk about the connection between diet and the connection between your animal passion and your lust and your urges as a human being to indulge in your instincts. The author states that fasting and a diet of mostly plants, right, and mostly grains will temper your emotions and temper your libido, right? That's not to say your testosterone is going to go down, because a lot of guys think my testosterone is going to go down when I stop eating meat. Here's what I do, right? And this is like going to be really helpful to you guys. During the day, I stick to things that are light. I stick to fruits, vegetables. Maybe I'll throw some like chicken in there, right? Like with a salad or something. And what I notice is that I don't feel such an urge to, I don't know. When I eat red meat, when I eat like extreme loads of like animal products, I do realize that I have a lot more animal passion. I don't know what it is. And again, this may sound a little woo-woo, or it may sound weird to you, but trust me, your diet, the cleanliness of your diet leads to the cleanliness of your temple, which leads to a clean mind, right? And the more pure your thoughts are, the more focused, centered your thoughts are on your purpose and on God and on things that are actually valuable to you, right? And that actually produce generative results in your life, then I can guarantee you that you're not going to have an issue overcoming this problem, right? I've seen guys overcome it, right? Like it's doable. You see guys that go 2,000 days, a year, 2 years, 3 years, right? There's hope on the other side of this, right? Like right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, how on God's earth can I stop watching this stuff, right? Like it's so, especially if you struggled for a while, like it can seem like it's so overbearing and it's so based to who you are as a physical soul and a human being and a human body, that it just seems like it's impossible. Like we're just designed to beat off. We're just designed to constantly seek sexual expression and constantly take action off that and give into that, right? But we are higher beings, right? We have the ability to be rational. We have a spiritual mind, and there's hope on the other side of this. This is not, pornography is not what will identify the future of men, right? So anyways, that's kind of it. Those are some tips. If you guys need help, if you guys are struggling, if you're in the pit and you really want to overcome your addiction, you're sick and tired of the shame and guilt, the vicious circle of the shame and guilt in relapsing, then click the link down below. You can speak with me one-on-one. We'll talk for an hour. I do charge $50 because my time is valuable. And we can compose a plan, create a plan for you that will help you quit pornography in as little as 90 days. So if that sounds like you, if that's something you're interested in, click the link down below. And as always, if you guys like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.